How's it going, Yankee fans? We are right back on FSY, back-to-back uploads because, of course, editing the other video I just posted about, 30 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and the Yankees acquired Devin Williams while I'm editing the freaking video. It's uploading to YouTube. This always freaking happens. However, we're pretty excited about this. We think this is a really good trade for the Yankees. They got their close the damn door closer in Devin Williams. They give up Nestor Cortez, Caleb Durbin, and cash considerations. Nestor Cortez, obviously 1 year left of control, was injured at the end of the year. We're a little concerned about his elbow kind of holding up or his arm holding up. And then you have Caleb Durbin, who we really like. But, in a deal like this, you get a World Series, games on the line, you want Devin Williams in there closing games. That's the guy you want. And the Yankees got him on 1 year left of control. Super, super cheap. Coming off a little bit of a down year in terms of innings pitched. But, man, this is a big trade for the Yankees. I think that it opens up the door completely and the needs they have, first base, left field, and second base now. Now that Durbin's gone, you don't really have a guy to take over second base. So what do you do there? Ryan, what are your thoughts right now? Devin Williams is a big, big addition. Huge bullpen piece. This solves any problems you had there. Now we turn to the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, look, let me just put one thing out here right now. The New York Yankees have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball right now. Like, they just do. Now they have one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. They've got they replaced Clay Holmes with Devin Williams. I just want to, let me repeat that statement. The New York Yankees replaced a pretty good closer. Granted, not a great year last year in high leverage, but let's give him his flowers. He is a good closer. There's a reason the team paid him $12 million a year. To one of the best closers in baseball. Let me read off his stats over the last 3 years among qualified relievers. First in ERA at 1.66. What about FIP? He's third in FIP at 2.29. What about strikeout rate? What, the Yankees don't miss enough bats? No problem. 39.5% strikeout rate. Alex, that is the third highest mark. That's higher than Josh Hader. That's higher than, someone like a Kirby Yates who's a free agent. Higher than a David Robertson. He's a monster out of the bullpen. Let's talk about his ability to keep the ball on the ground because he's got that nasty changeup. He gets grounders. This guy gets ground balls. He's got one of the best changeups I've seen in my life. Put him behind this infield defense if they can go out and improve. And we're going to talk about, I imagine, what could be follow-up moves to this. But this is one of the best closers in the game, folks. This is a premium star caliber talent. This is the exact kind of move you want a team like the Yankees to make after they miss out on someone like Juan Soto. For them to go out and say, all right, F you, we're going to go get better. He sits 95 miles an hour on the heater, and it's gross, dude. You know what guess what batter said on his fastball? 111 with a 250 slug, 32.7% whiff. Alex, the change piece, the airbender, the change P, 48.8% whiff rate, 162 average, 216 slug. They get you feeling a little something. You don't feel a little something here? What do you think? This guy just punches tickets, man. I love it.
No, this guy's a monster. This is,
Absolutely.
Look, like you said, the Yankees went from, we lost Juan Soto. What do we do here? Everyone's thinking offense, Hernandez, Santander, Tucker. Let's go get Max Fried and Devin Williams. Now you have one of the best starting rotations in the sport. You have one of the best bullpens in the sport. And now you have to piece together. You have extra money to spend because Devin Williams, guys, is making no money. He made $7.25 million last year. He pitched, 20 innings last season? He barely pitched. He's not going to get that much money in arbitration. So, this is kind of a situation. If you're the Yankees right now, you're feeling pretty good rather they had a $10 million club option for 2025, so it wasn't in arbitration, but they're paying him $10 million next season to be one of the best closers in the sport. You're in the playoffs, you're in the World Series against the Dodgers or the Mets or the Padres. You need to have a pitcher like this in your bullpen. You need to have a closer, a guy who's going to absolutely stamp the ticket. Now, Mets fans will say, well, we beat up on him. Well, he was notably tipping pitches against the Mets. So, I do think that if you're the Yankees right now, you turn your attention to what can you do to solve this offense? What do you do with the remaining money? You have a substantial amount of funds now to spend. You still have trade pieces because you only traded Nestor Cortez and Caleb Durbin. You still have Luis Seal if you want to go and trade him, and you could still spend on Walker Buehler if you wanted to. You could do any level. You still have Spencer Jones. You have tons of prospects to trade if you want to go in that direction. But let's talk about second base now, because second base now is a major question mark for the Yankees because Caleb Durbin was the guy supposed to take over if they didn't acquire somebody. Who is now the option there? So there's a couple names we'll throw out there. Alex Bregman's the first one, and I think he would play third, and Jazz would go back to second base. So that's one of the solutions. You're spending big money on Bregman to get a deal like this done. The second option would be you acquire Nico Horner in a Cody Bellinger deal to play second base. Obviously he's not a slugging guy, he's a contact guy. Good, he could lead off for you if you need him to. And the third option would be like a Brendan Donovan. You go out and try to acquire a player like that who would be absolutely amazing, and we love Brendan Donovan. But Ryan, like right now, you're probably more in the sense like let's just spend money. Like let's go get Bregman. He can hit for power. He's an unbelievable defensive player. He's a winner. Like this is a guy. It's good for the locker room. Like what are you thinking right now? How do you solve second base? You can still go for a cheap alternative at first base like Carlos Santana to keep costs down, or you just promote Ben Rice if all else fails, and you just kind of live with it and hope he gets better. But what is your outlook at second base now? Because this is a major position that the Yankees are going to address, and I would like to dismiss the Gleyber Torres talks because the defense is just unplayable. I think Cashman wants to upgrade there.
Yeah, I can say with confidence he's not coming back. He's not coming back. I don't think he's coming back. I think Bregman's on the table now. Like I thought it was interesting now. So this is what I find. It's all about timelines, right? It's all about how do I put this? It's about how things progress. Yankees looked like they were about to get Walker. Bregman wasn't really in their conversations or their sights. That's what the conversation was. That makes sense. Now you move off of Walker. You somehow get Williams, which came out of nowhere. I have no idea how this happened. No idea when this like came into fruition. But this bullpen is stacked. I think Bregman makes sense. I think he makes sense. This is kind of crazy, but I think he makes sense now. And the reason I say that is because you want a premier defender. You're probably going to have to move Jazz second. There are not a lot of infielders on the market. Now, I would prefer, can they get someone like Ha-Seong Kim? Sure, but he may not be ready till early April. I don't think they have anyone who can kind of fill in the meantime for Ha-Seong Kim. But maybe that's something they're willing to do, and then they invest at first, invest in left field. I don't know what they're going to do. I still, I'm kind of shocked they went out and got another pitcher. I thought it was going to be all offense, and then we'll figure it out from there. But they seem to really be in on this. We're going to allow, no runs. We're not allowing runs. That'll never happen again. I don't think they're allowing runs ever again. They may never allow another run, folks. I'm joking. They're it is what it is. But he just misses so many freaking bats. He just strikes out so many people. That's so enticing for the Yankees. Bregman, again, he's on the table. If you wanted to ask me, my craziest idea, it's obviously Carlos Correa. I would do anything to get Carlos Correa. I would throw myself into a pond, and it's freezing cold Long Island. And Alex, you've been on Long Island. It's windy, it's cold, it's terrible. I'd throw myself into a freezing lake right now in this 30-degree weather with 1,000,000-mile-an-hour winds. And stand there in wet clothes and wait an hour, however long it takes for Cashman to sit down and get a deal done for Correa. Obviously, I don't think that's realistic, but you get my point. I don't even know, dude. We're reacting off raw emotions. This is 15 minutes after the trade was announced. We're just kind of going through. We just finished wrapping up an episode.
Yep.
God, man. I mean, this is fun. This is fun. This is why we said the offseason isn't over. Give it time. Let things play out. You still have all of your prospect chips, by the way. You still have Dominguez, Lombard. You got all your prospect chips still. And the crazy thing is, they spent a 30th round pick on Nestor Cortez, and they got him as a minor league free agent again after he left.
We got all we could out of him. We got all the value
everything we could out of him. Durbin. We got him for Lucas Litke, who the team DFA'd. So look, I get it. Brian Cashman isn't a perfect GM, and there are things that he's done that I vehemently disagree with. But good Lord, is he good at stuff like this. He gets value, man. You turned Lucas Litke, who the team freaking DFA'd, into the co-headliner for Devin Williams. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. This guy's a stud. This guy's a monster. The Yankee bullpen got a lot better. Alex, I cannot wait to see what they do on offense, because if they make themselves better defensively and can improve offensively, this is one of the premier teams in the league, because, God, that pitching staff. God, that pitching staff, man, it's beautiful. It's nasty.
Filthy. Absolutely filthy. That pitching staff is filthy. And now we see how they address the offense. They got a bunch of war through the pitching. You have an elite starting rotation. And listen, you could still trade Luis Heel, and you could still get Kyle Tucker, and you could still sign a Walker Buehler, and Buehler's going to give you as much value as Nestor or Heel in year two coming off Tommy John surgery. I think he's going to be a fine pitcher next season. You could go in that direction. Clark Schmidt coming back. You still have Stroman just to eat innings, kind of just like your supplement. But right now we ask ourselves, like, what's next? Because there is a next. There is a multiple next steps here. It's going to be fun. Ryan, I think, if you guys are listening to this right now, it's about 10-minute episode. Keep it short on this one, but maybe we're live by the time you finish this episode, because I think people in the comments on our previous video are asking us to go live right now about this. So
I already got live graphic. I'm gonna get live graphics ready for you guys. We're going live tonight. We're talking
we
dev
can go
dog.
live. I'm saying we might
it's
be live
gonna
right
be
now.
Popping. We're gonna get popping. Yeah, we're gonna get popping. So yeah, dude, this is exciting. This is really
This is a big
fun.
one. This is a big signing for the Yankees, man. I mean, this is step 2 of addressing the pitching. Now they have everything they need to win a World Series in the pitching department.
So in the last, Alex, this is what the Yankees have done in the last week. The Yankees have acquired the reliever with the lowest ERA in baseball since 2021, I believe he has the lowest. No, excuse me, since 2022, they got the lowest ERA in baseball out of the bullpen, and they acquired the starter with the lowest ERA in baseball over the last half decade. Mm-hmm. They've acquired 2 of the best run preventers in the sport. That's huge. Yep. Huge. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's
what you need against elite teams, man.
Yeah. That's what makes you an elite team. Exactly. Absolutely. And look, I would look into extending Devin Williams. I would too. I'd ask. You don't trade those. You got to go extend him. You got to keep the guy. Let's make sure he never wears another uniform again. That kind of situation. I don't know about you. What you think? But
I would too. I mean, he can be your closer for years, and this is a situation. He's 30 years old. You maybe get 3-4 really good years out of him. If I'm the Yankees now, I'm turning my attention to the offense. If you walk away with Devin Williams, Max Fried, and Kyle Tucker in one offseason, you are going back to the World Series, and you might win the damn World Series if you go that route. If you don't get Kyle Tucker, you could still walk away with Bregman in the infield. You could still walk away with, I don't know, we'll have to talk about a second base solution. Look, if you walked away with Bregman and Nico Horner and Cody Bellinger, like, I'm happy with that. I can live with that for sure. You know what I mean? Because you're not paying anything right now, really, for Devin Williams. If you spread that money around theoretically, I know Free's making 26, Devin's making 10, Bregman would be making, let's say, 26. They added an extra year. You're hovering around $50-60 million in additional salary space. The Yankees had about 80 to spend, 75, 80 to spend, so now you have a little bit extra wiggle room. You can't really afford to get Bellinger and Horner in this instance, because that's like 36 mil, unless the Cubs eat like 15 mil off his contract. So it does start to get pricey with the Bregman kind of. Well, you don't need Horner if you're getting Bregman. So you're kind of just getting Bellinger and Santana, which could make sense. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. A lot to unfold right now, guys. But want to hear your thoughts down below in the YouTube comments section. Make sure you like and subscribe as always. We'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Yankees episode.
Perfect.